Hey guys, I feel it's time to do a video about Kentucky now. Talk about how the seasons went before we do a video, of course, later on in the week about the big Texas A&M game. A game that I think is going to be Kentucky's biggest test. No doubt about it. We will talk about that, of course, in the next video. But right now, let's look at Kentucky so far, what we've done. Now, we took care of South Carolina 24-10. And you could see in the fourth quarter, third and fourth quarter, Kentucky struggled. They really struggled to score, do anything. They scored no points in the third and fourth quarter. So that was very troubling for Kentucky. Even though we won the game, we went 5-0. You have to wonder about that. But Kentucky's, I guess South Carolina's offense is just so bad it didn't really matter. Bentley had 3 interceptions that pretty much killed them. But Snell, 99 yards with 1 touchdown. Wilson had 9 carries, 59 yards and a touchdown. Like I've said with Wilson, if he's going to have a hard time throwing the ball, he's going to have to make plays with his feet. And that's what he did this game here. 9 carries, 59 yards and a touchdown. Snell, of course, had 1 touchdown. Rose, 7 rushes, 38 yards and a touchdown. So, there we have it, people. Kentucky improves to 5-0. And what's the most impressive thing about this week, people? Kentucky is a top 15 team in the country now. Think about that. And if we look at the rankings, of course, I think Kentucky is the 4th highest ranked team in college football. Yeah, we're 4th. Here's a look at the rankings. We got Alabama, of course, and Georgia. LSU, that's 3. Okay, we're 5th. Auburn's 8. I mean, look how good the SEC is, people. 4 teams in the SEC are ranked in the top 10. Alabama, Georgia, LSU, Auburn. And then we come down to Kentucky at 13. And let's see, that's in Florida at 22. So after Kentucky beat Florida, Florida's rebounded now to be 4-1, ranked 22. So think about this, people. As I predicted 9 wins, of course. I predicted 9 wins, not counting the bowl game. As I've said, 9 wins going into the bowl game. And I don't know what's going to happen, people. Kentucky's really... They've actually surprised me. I figured we'd be 4-1 or 3-2, but... A lot of people would think that, but we've just... Expectations have been shattered, I guess you could say. I was thinking, man, 9 wins is very possible. And it looks like it's going to be very possible now. But of course, so far, people, we should be very proud of this team. The fans have really showed up to play. A lot of people never give Kentucky a chance, and you can understand that because we started out good in previous seasons, of course, 5-0, 4-0. I think it was 5-0 the last 2 years, or 2 out of 3 years, and we just fell apart. But those were different teams, and it was different schedules. We wasn't playing Florida, early. We didn't play a team like Mississippi State early that was ranked in the top 15. We've turned it around, people. And like the Florida game, that showed me, when we won that game, that showed me that this team, they know how to win now. That's what that game showed me the most of anything is Kentucky, they learned to win pretty much. We kept the same team together pretty much this year, but the quarterback, and you can see it paying off. Looking at the schedule now, we have Texas A&M, Vanderbilt. We'll talk about that later in the week, but right now, people, I'm very proud of this team. They've shattered a lot of expectations. It would be nice to go into the Georgia game undefeated. It would be nice, of course. We'd have to beat Texas A&M, Vanderbilt, and Missouri, of course. Just imagine if Kentucky could pull that off. I mean, if we win these next 3 games, of course, there's no doubt we're going to win 9 games as far as that goes. But I'm proud of this team, people. But the last season, I can remember we was ranked top 5, I think. We had Woodson as the quarterback. But what year was that? 2009? 2008. We had Woodson as the quarterback, and we was playing a top. We got like ranked in the top 10 or top 5. A lot of people don't remember that because Kentucky, we was in the top 10 rankings, maybe top 5. Maybe it was top 5, and it just fell apart. We lost a bunch of games in a row, and just fell apart that season. But somebody, I'm sure, remembers that out there. I'm sure a lot of people remember that. We started out great that year. We had that LSU game where we lost that game and then just started losing the rest of the way. But Woodson was the quarterback that year, and I remember it. It's been a while back, probably 10 years ago, but I remember that. We've not been this good, people, in a long time. It's just something to see. It really is. Proud of my team. So proud of them. I mean, look what they're doing. I knew it was going to be pretty good this year, but so far we've exceeded expectations. We've got how many games left? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games left, and all we have to do is win 4 of those. And I know a lot of people thinking, we can win more than 9 games. Reed, what are you talking about, man? Let's don't get ahead of ourselves, people. It can all fall apart. It really can. I think this team's too good to fall apart now. I mean, we're first place in the SEC East right now, people. I mean, that's something I almost forgot to mention. Just imagine if Kentucky, I don't think we're going to finish first, but what if Georgia stumbles somehow and we beat Georgia? I mean, wouldn't that be something? Just imagine Kentucky playing Alabama for the SEC championship. I mean, that's probably not going to happen. That would be funny. That'd be funny, but my God, it's just hard to believe. That's the biggest takeaway I can take away from this so far. Is it's hard to believe we're doing this right now. And we're not just winning, we're doing it convincingly. You know, the offense was off last game, the defense picked up. I mean, my goodness. 28-7, Mississippi State. I mean, they're ranked 14 right now. Are they ranked right now? Let's see. They're ranked 14. They're still ranked 14, people. I forgot to mention them. They're ranked right behind Kentucky at 14. We're their only loss. Florida back in the top 20. I mean, it's just hard to believe. We beat, we'll talk about the game later, but we beat Texas A&M. Who knows what can happen? Who knows? But anyway, guys, it's just hard to believe right now when you really sit back and think about it. If you've not been a Kentucky football fan, you don't understand. You really don't. We've been so bad for so long, and we've been average for so long now. And we're Kentucky fans, we're dying to take that next step. You know, we're average, we're pretty good, we're okay. We're not like a laughingstock like we was before, but you want to get up to another level. You know, you want to get up to that other level. Then you want to get up. There's 2 more levels Kentucky can go. We can be a contender, you know, be like a 2nd or 3rd place team in the SEC East, or we can win the SEC East, you know. Then you talk about other things. But, I mean, it's just hard to believe where we're at right now. And I hope it doesn't fall apart. You know, it's just so hard to believe. You know, we've seen so many bad things. As Kentucky football fans, you've seen it all. You've seen the worst you can ever imagine. And it's just hard to forget that. You know, look at the winning streaks against Tennessee and Florida. All that stuff is in the past now. You know, that's all behind Kentucky. And it's just like it's up from here. But we're going to see what happens, people. So I'm going to look at the Texas A&M team some more and really look them over. I like Jimbo Fisher. He's a great coach. He's got a good personality. He's entertaining to listen to, no doubt about it. But we'll see what happens with that game. This right here, to me, this is our biggest game of the year, easily. It's on the road at Texas A&M. This is our biggest test. This is a bigger test than Florida. This is a bigger test than Mississippi State. No doubt about it in my mind. It's a road game, too, on top of all that. It's going to be an amazing atmosphere. I mean, just imagine how crazy the atmosphere is going to be for the Kentucky. Because we come in the game ranked 13 and Texas A&M not ranked. You know, they've got a very good team. They can play with pretty much anybody in the country. Texas, well, I guess not really. They got blown out by Alabama. Let's look at Texas A&M. Well, we're not going to do that. We're just going to sit back and enjoy this. We'll talk about Texas A&M in the next video coming up Thursday or Friday. But right now, people, just be happy how good we are. I can just see great things continuing to happen for the Kentucky football team. Who would have thought that, people? Who would have thought that? Kentucky keeps this winning up. Something special could happen. You know, it really could. We will see, though. We'll see. I still don't believe we're going to win the East. I mean, Georgia's still, I think, the best team. But, you know, maybe Georgia could, like, lose the game. But who knows? Who knows? Maybe they could lose the game before we play them, but they would still have the head-to-head win on tiebreaker. But who knows? It's just going to be hard to win the SECs because Georgia's just that good. But we will see, people. So far, Kentucky, a great start to the season. Not like past seasons. We've actually played competition this year starting out. The team's continuing to grow. We got an unbelievable running back in Benny Snell. The quarterback not making mistakes, making plays with his legs. That's what we're going to have. Hopefully he can continue to improve a little bit as the season goes on. But other than that, people, it is what it is. It is what it is. It's Kentucky football. And we're ranked in the top 15. So as always, guys, thanks for watching, and go Big Blue. Greatest college basketball program of all time is Kentucky, and no longer a laughingstock is Kentucky football. I'll see you guys later on in the week as Kentucky prepares to play Texas A&M. Have a great day, guys. We'll see you next time. Go Big Blue.